year. The key question with Larry Bird, they were in a hard cap in the NBA. And when you look at this and bringing it back home, Adam Silver, Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Breanna Stewart, who are the superstars of the WNBA, but especially for Caitlin because she has such brand marketing deals, probably averaging $30 to $50 million a year. The Bird rights gives a team an opportunity to re-sign its best player and not be restricted
by the cap. Larry Bird isn't the type to talk just to be heard. The NBA legend, three-time champion, and king of trash talk is known for his cold stare and quiet confidence. These days, he almost never appears in public, let alone speaks on camera. He's become a silent icon in a world full of non-stop opinions. But that changed in a shocking moment. Just 2 minutes ago, Larry Bird walked up to Caitlin Clark on live TV, took the microphone right out of her hand, and said something that stunned the entire sports world. Caitlin Clark's reaction said, "Everything." Before we continue, do me a quick favor. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Over 83% of viewers still haven't subscribed. It's free, only takes a second, and helps the channel grow a ton. Already subscribed? Thank you. We really appreciate the support. Now let's get back to it.
Understanding out because with Caitlin and what the players and the collective bargaining agreement are negotiating, folks, I'm wondering if it's the best fit for the top players of the WNBA. CBA agreements, the collective bargaining agreement is coming up. They're going to have an intense meeting for All-Star Weekend. And I wanted to bring this up for Caitlin Clark and the Larry Bird rights rule. And we'll start from a revenue perspective as Caitlin leads the league in revenue. Where am I going with this? It wouldn't make sense to have a contract for Caitlin Clark.
Oh, you really had to see it with your own eyes. Let's go back for a moment. Everything started during what should have been a normal post-game interview. Caitlin Clark had just led the Indiana Fever to a tough comeback victory, finishing with 28 points, 10 assists, and a clutch three-pointer that sent the crowd into a frenzy. The interviewer was praising her leadership and asking about her connection with teammates. Everything felt routine until the crowd suddenly got louder than they had all night. That's when Larry Bird appeared from the tunnel. The legend, the Indiana hero, a name forever tied to basketball history, he walked directly toward the broadcast desk, eyes locked on Caitlin. She didn't even notice. She was smiling, answering questions like she always does. But the interviewer suddenly stopped talking. The camera pulled back. Fans in the arena stood up. And Caitlin finally turned around. She froze, not scared, but stunned. Larry Bird hardly ever makes public appearances, and now he was walking straight toward her. The atmosphere changed instantly. Everyone could feel it. Then something completely unscripted happened. Larry calmly took the microphone Caitlin's hand and stared into the camera. "I've been watching a long time," he said in a steady voice. "And I've never seen anything like this. She's the real deal. The toughest player I've seen since the 80s, and I'm not going to stay quiet while people try to tear her down." For a second, the arena went silent, and then the place exploded. He wasn't just praising her skills. He was standing up for her. He was calling out the criticism. He was stepping into the spotlight to protect someone else. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who has been booed, fouled hard, doubted, dismissed, and still shows up every night without backing down. Caitlin's reaction said everything. She covered her face, her head dropped, her lips shook, and for the first time ever on live TV, she cried. Not out of weakness, but because someone who understands the pressure of greatness, someone who helped define Indiana basketball, had just passed her the torch. And Larry wasn't finished. "She doesn't need protection," he added, "but she absolutely deserves respect. She deserves respect. And if you can't give her that, then you're not watching basketball, you're only watching your own." Insecurity. It was sharp. It was direct. Classic Larry Bird. No corporate messaging, no carefully chosen language. Just honesty. He handed the microphone back to Caitlin. She wiped away tears. The interviewer quietly stepped aside. In that moment, without planning or branding, something bigger than basketball happened. It was the past meeting the future. Here's the reality. Caitlin Clark has carried more pressure than any rookie the WNBA has ever seen. From her first game, every move has been judged, every comment replayed, hard fouls ignored, minor mistakes turned into headlines. She became the face of the league's future while being dragged through the problems of its past. But she never cracked. Larry Bird noticed. And unlike many voices in the media, Hearst respected it. He knows what it feels like to be criticized simply for being great, to walk into arenas where everyone wants you to fail, to have confidence turned into accusations of arrogance. And Caitlin, he didn't just see talent, he saw someone who plays to win, speaks honestly, and refuses to change just to make people feel comfortable. And Bird's public support wasn't just emotional. It was powerful. Today's athletes are often controlled by publicists and polished statements. Caitlin has been different. She's been real, and that realness has made her a target. She's been called overrated, privileged, attention-seeking, too confident, depending on who's talking. Larry Bird ignored all of that. He cares about basketball players. And Caitlin Clark is exactly that. His message was simple. She belongs, she's part of the basketball family. If you don't see it, you don't understand the game. After it happened, social media lit up. Within minutes, both names were trending. Former NBA players posted support. Legends commented. One message stood out. Larry Bird doesn't speak to get attention. If he said it, it's real. Another said, this is the moment the WNBA grows up. Even her critics went quiet. When Larry Legend talks, you listen. The WNBA reacted fast. Within hours. The unedited clip hit every official account. BY Morning. It had over 20 million views. Sponsors jumped in. Indiana sold out the next 5 home games. Nike announced a special collaboration featuring Bird's signature and Clark's number. Sold out in 4 minutes. More importantly, the conversation changed. Analysts stopped nitpicking. Commentators stopped piling on. Larry made it uncool to tear her down. Caitlin didn't have to respond. Bird did it for her, and his words held decades of weight. This wasn't just for show. It was a turning point. Larry said what millions felt. Let her play, let her improve, and stop acting like talent is a problem. After that moment, Clark played differently, looser, happier, confident. She dropped 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. In the locker room, reporters asked for her reaction. She took a breath. I didn't expect it, she said, her voice shaking. But if Larry Bird thinks I belong, then I'm done doubting myself. That's a quote people will remember. Caitlin Clark isn't just shattering records, she's challenging barriers. She's not begging for special treatment, she's asking for fairness. And finally, someone respected enough to pause the world stood up and said she's earned it. Larry didn't plan that moment, but it will go down as one of the strongest cross-generation moments sports has ever seen. Because it wasn't just Larry Bird defending a young player, it was Larry Bird defending the future. And Caitlin Clark is carrying it with both hands. If you believe in legends recognizing new legends, tap the like button and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.